Hello and welcome back to episode 23 of St Albans FC Take to the Skies. We're back now for the FA Trophy quarter-final, and outside of that, it's been a bit of a struggle recently. So since you were last with us when we lost to Dover Athletic, we then bounced back with the 3-0 win against Chelmsford. But since then, it's been some poor league form. We lost 2-1 to Gloucester. We edged past Hereford in the 119th minute of the FA Trophy 5th round. We then lost 2-0 to Flyde, 3-1 to Notts County, who, to be fair, are one of the teams challenging for the title. We then beat Altrincham 2-0. And then most recently we did lose 3-1 to Wrexham, who were actually back to play today in the FA Trophy quarter-final. I did rotate a little bit for that game because I'm almost thinking we could have a real go at trying to win the FA Trophy. In the league, it does mean we have dropped out of the playoffs. We're currently sat in 9th place. They tend to say the cut-off point is 50 points in the National League. So I like to try and have more points than I've played games. We're doing quite well there. We're on 49 points. We should be. We're looking quite safe in the league. So why not go for a trophy and see if we can turn our form around after against Morecambe, who are in the relegation zone. Let's go and see if we can find our way into a semi-final first of all. So lineup for today, we've got Parks in goal, a back four of Mensah, Adebayo, Forrester and Longello. We've got Ballantyne as the holding midfielder. Wiltshire and Wise are the two in midfield, and then Matthews and the number 10 Coley on the left, and Rush is up front today. Again, goal strikers have been a little bit of a problem, so I'm hoping Rush can get a couple of goals in this game. He did get one in the game that we've just played against Wrexham. I think it was him. So hopefully we can keep that form going, although early on Longello has pulled his groin and isn't sure about continuing. We're going to leave him on for now and see if he can continue. What I did notice going into the first game against Wrexham, there was an option for us to say, let's make a point before we play them back to back. I've never seen that on a Football Manager game before. It's not often you play a team back to back, but it's nice to see the option there. Free kick goes wide for Wrexham. And as I say, this is a largely rotated team that we've shown up with today. Very different to the one that played them in the league. With the idea being, as I say, we want to try and get to the semi-final. And I decided I would sacrifice a game in the league because it was pushing us towards the playoffs, and I genuinely believe that could be disaster if we were to win the playoffs by some miracle, I guess. So I thought, well, let's sacrifice a league game. It'll be fine. We're going to send Pett on the right wing as a wide midfielder just to try and make sure Wiltshire can continue playing after. We're still without Napa due to an injury, and we're going to bring Rush off as well because he's not been able to get going today at all. And we'll give Samuels the go up front. Let's encourage them again. And then looking at making a final change, we're going to bring Longello off for Sanders, just due to that little injury that he's got. As we approach the final few minutes, there's been hardly any highlights in this game. And it is going to extra time with, I don't think we saw anything in that second half. Let's tell them we can get revenge. And do we want to make our final change? I think we do. We're going to bring Forrester off because he's not having the best of games, and see if that can pull anything off for us. We're going to fire them up, see how they respond to that. It's a throw-in for... Oh, Sanders has given a penalty away. I mean, that looked very harsh to me. And this is going to send us 1-0 down, most likely. Horsfield steps up and scores. That felt very harsh. And looking at the stats, it feels very harsh. We've been very level in this game. I don't think that was a penalty. Let's go direct, see if we can get back into it at all. But with just the second half of extra time to go, it's not looking too good for us. What can we do to try and get back into it here? Matthews is going to go up front. Pet's going to go to there. And Matthews can be a target man. Let's just see if in the second half of extra time we can find something to end up in an attacking position. Doesn't look like it's going to happen. And disappointingly, we go out in extra time to what I think was probably a little bit of a harsh penalty. Can we tell Sanders that we're not pleased with him? It's probably a bit harsh. I don't even think it was a penalty myself, so I probably shouldn't go in on him. So our FA Trophy exploits are over, unfortunately. We did well to get that far. Maybe next year, with the few extra additions, we can push that a little bit further. But let's go and see how we do in the league game against Morecambe now. So back now for the game against Morecambe. We've rotated a little bit because players are looking very tired at the moment. We've got Parks in goal, a back four of Mensah, Bowry, Forrester and Sanders. Thomas is a holding midfielder. Flanagan in the middle. Pett on the right. Pett in the number 10, sorry. Napa on the right. Myring on the left. And then Rush up front. I really wish this would have a consistent list of how it positions them, because every so often the right winger and the number 10 get swapped. I get used to reading it in how I read it, and then it swaps it for me. And it's always in an episode when it does the swap. So Morecambe, they are bottom of the in the relegation zone at the moment, I should say, not bottom of the league. And the ball has gone all the way from the corner to the far post, where Rush has got his 12th goal of the season. Not quite the scoring he was up to last year, but still very decent output considering he didn't play for a lot of the first half of the season. And he started to show his worth a bit again. He might just be a player that we look to bring in on loan again next year if he keeps the form up that he's doing. So at the moment, we are looking at Napa and Mensah looking... I mean, Mensah's got a bruised ankle. You can play on with a bruised ankle, lad. Napa, on the other hand, we are probably going to bring off at half-time because he is looking very tired early on. Pett is going to go out there. And then Matthews is going to go into the attacking midfield slot. I forgot to do a team talk. We're going to just praise them after half-time. Try and keep it going the way it is. We're going to load the tempo a little bit more. Go back to being more disciplined. Just try and make sure we keep the ball a bit. And the less they have the ball, the less dangerous they can be. Although, good free kick. And Dempsey with a hell of a strike from the edge of the box. And instantly means we need to change back from what we've just done. And we need to try and get... I mean, Bowry does well there, but heads it straight back to Dempsey. Sanders just watching from the edge of the area. And now we kick back off at 1-1. A long ball forward. Rush heads down sort of to Matthews, but ends up going straight through. Biggs has picked it up. Kenko sends it out to Johnson, who drills the ball in, and Stockton has had a goal disallowed. Offside, luckily. It was very poor defending. That's not as far as offside as you'd like when it's at this level, and we haven't got VAR to correct it if they do get it wrong. Header away goes as far as Flanagan, who launches it back in. Gibson does well to get his header right, and then he goes long, but Bowery heads down to Matthews, who's tackled by Kenyon, but Flanagan plays it to Myring, who gets past the defenders, shoots Flanagan back to Myring, through to Rush, and then Myring again trying an ambitious shot. McLaughlin heads away, Dempsey heads on, and Forrester is there to collect. I can't help but hear the Age of Empires response when you tell someone to go and cut wood. Forrester. Rush with a fantastic chance there, as I go off on a tangent. And we are going to bring Sanders off for Longjello. Pet plays it short to Thomas, and that's the end of the highlight. It's now corner for Morecambe. Dempsey sends it in. Bowery heads away, and Rush collects it. And he's got space to run into. He's got lots of men with him as well. And then the cross that he puts in, he sends it in early, but so early that he doesn't let anyone else get there. And now the ball's headed back. Thomas plays it to Flanagan, who finds Rush, who's trying to beat his man. Gets a shot off, and it's just wide from Rush. Unfortunate there. Let's encourage them. I think we can get a goal here. We're going to send Samuels on. Are we? No, we're going to send... I don't know what to do here. We're going to send Wise on for Flanagan. Matthews heads a corner away. Myring collects it at the edge of the area and breaks away. He's got Rush in the middle with him. And he tries to get the cross in, leaves it too late. Gibson blocks it. Flanagan sends it to Longjello at left back, who's got nobody on the left side with him. Plays it back to Forrester. Ball through to Rush, who heads on, but it was more of a trying to knock it down for someone, and there was no one for him to knock it down to. Let's demand more and go attacking. We've got moments to go. Bowery plays it to Thomas, who lumps the ball forward. I don't know why. And it comes straight back down at us. Wise heads straight to Dempsey, who's able to run against Longjello, who doesn't manage to do anything, but Forrester heads away. It goes back in, and McLaughlin at the far post has scored a late winner for Morecambe. And in the last few weeks, our form has really dropped off. I think it might just be the players absolutely knackered. I'm going to tell them that's unacceptable because I firmly believe it is. The position we're in against a team who are in the relegation zone, that wasn't good enough. Let's go and have a look at where we're going to come back next, and also go and maybe give these guys a rest for a week or so. So everyone has been put in for a rest for the next week. What we're going to do, I think we'll come back for the games against Hartlepool and Halifax Town, so we can then come back for the end of the season. As we end the episode, we are currently sat in 10th. We're still 11 points clear of the relegation zone. However, we are now 2 points away from that top 7. Ideally, I want to stay around 10th. I think that would be a good finishing position for us, where we can then build on it next year. If you have enjoyed that, please do leave a like. Comment where you think we're going to finish in the league this year. Are we going to go a little bit further up? Are we going to drop down a little bit? Let me know what you think. Subscribe if you're enjoying the series, and thank you very much for watching.